work hard so we can cause our country to rise. And one of the areas that, he has obviously put his foot down is in the mining area. I mean, that's one of the places where neighboring countries envy and would like to carry on looting and taking as much as they would like from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And he said no to it. So when you put in all these things that the president has done, one can only say that we can see in him a man that is willing to do something for the DRC. And also, as he mentioned, he just talked about the fact that, in terms of health itself, there are now women who are now been given, if you like, they can deliver or give birth free of charge. And that is something that, we've never... Hello and welcome to Good Morning DRC TV. We're so happy to be able to bring you some news again today. As you probably know, we spend our time here to talk to you about situations and things that are happening in our continent in Africa. And today we're going to talk about what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As you may all be aware of the fact that it's only 2 months away, less than 2 months away, before the general election in the DRC. So there is a lot that is happening, and we are happy to bring this news to you. So today we're going to be focusing on the situations or what is happening here in Kinshasa, particularly with regards to a music star that is Koffi Olomide. A lot of people will know this guy. He is a superstar, but I have to admit that he has ruffled some feathers this yesterday night, and a lot of people are actually talking about what he said about Felix Tshisekedi Fachibeton. So we're going to discuss and just basically understand what is it, why are people pointing fingers at him, and it all has to do with the statement that he made. But before I go on, can I please ask you, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel, share the link with the people that you do know, and ask them to subscribe. And give us your comment as well so we can bring you content that you would like. So we want to talk about the superstar that is Koffi Olomide. He was invited to a show. And he was obviously making a statement. They were talking about his life and his music and career as it happened. But in the course of obviously the talk and the conversation that he was having, he mentioned some things that obviously did upset not a lot of people, but a few people. Okay. Now, because that now we are running to, if you like, the last month of the elections in the DRC. In less than 60 days, we're supposed to be having elections here. And obviously for him to come out and say what he said about our current president, he was just basically saying all the good things about him in terms of his achievement and things that he's been able to do. And obviously in the process, he, said a few things about the last regime, and not only the last regime, but the last 50 years in this country. He mentioned the fact that, since the 60s up until now, nobody has been able to achieve what the current president Fachibeton has achieved. For him, he's such an outstanding man, and he has achieved quite a lot, and people are supposed to trust him and to let him obviously continue the work that he has started. i.e., he was calling on people to vote for him for the coming election, even though that's not the words that he used, but obviously the implication was like, yes, vote for him and give him another chance so he can basically finish what he has done. In 2.5 years, he has done a lot for the Democratic Republic of Congo. One of the things that he mentioned is the fact that the Congo was no longer on an international arena. It wasn't known, it was forgotten. People didn't talk about this, people didn't realize or didn't know what was happening in the DRC. But the coming into power of Fachi Beton means that he has taken the Congo where it was to the international stage. And he's someone who is basically in the process of doing a lot, or giving the Congolese the kind of infrastructure that we need in this country. He talked about the hospital that is being built at the moment. He talked about roads that is being built at the moment. So there is quite a few things that he mentioned that has put a lot of people on edge. It has upset, like I said, some, not a lot. I mean, what he was saying, he was kind of voicing the opinion of many. Many people think that way of the current president. They can see in him the willingness of a man who wants to see his country rise again to occupy the spot that we had lost on the international arena. And he's seeing in him a man that, in spite of the difficulties that he encountered, in spite of the problems that he has experienced, but yet he has done a lot in this short time period that he had in his hand. Also, he mentioned about the Francophone, which is the kind of equivalent, if you like, of the Olympic Games that took place in Kinshasa here. The infrastructure that wasn't there, and nobody believed that, that would take place. Nobody didn't, believe that, those activities would happen here, given the state of the situation. But he worked, that is the president, he worked tirelessly to get the Kinshasa or Congo to a stage where we can actually bring in that game. And it did actually happen, to the amazement of many people. But that took place here. So when you look at those things and you look at the crisis in the eastern part of Congo, it is just, the man that is the president, he's always on top of the situation. He's standing against the countries that are opposing, that are basically aggressing the Democratic Republic of Congo. But this we have not seen in the past. I mean, the neighboring country, Kagame, was the kind of guy that nobody, in the past, especially in the last 20 years, nobody wanted to raise a finger or say anything about him that, went contrary to their own narrative. But now we have in place a president who says enough is enough. That is, you cannot carry on doing things the way you are doing it. So he stepped in and then he said, no, let's put a stop to this and let's work hard so we can cause our country to rise. And one of the areas that, he has obviously put his foot down is in the mining area. I mean, that's one of the places where neighboring countries envy and would like to carry on looting and taking as much as they would like from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And he said no to it. So when you put in all these things that the president has done, one can only say that we can see in him a man that is willing to do something for the DRC. And also, as he mentioned, he just talked about the fact that, in terms of health itself, there are now women who are now been given, if you like, they can deliver or give birth free of charge. And that is something that, we've never had in this country before. Because everything here you pay, and there are women who are actually reminded in a hospital, and against their own will, they're staying there because they cannot afford to pay the fees for delivering. So this is the kind of situation we have, and we know the kind of situation that obviously, or the conditions in which they give birth as well. So the president and the government, they have, taken that initiative. They want to make it free for everyone to access, if you like, primary health. And that is such an important decision that he has made. There's a lot. But now what we have seen is that the communicator or somebody who speaks for the former president, his lieutenant, they've come on board to attack this superstar. Now they're pointing finger at him. As you know, he's a star, he's a musician. As you probably know that, they do their job, and whoever, that's how they make their money. That's how they make their living. But yeah, he's been attacked. Why should he come out and say things like that? I don't think that, you can't stop a man from saying what he wants to say. I mean, he was just speaking his mind. I mean, he's free to do that, isn't it? I mean, just like anybody, you're free to say what you want to say. And he just said what he said. Frankly, I don't see why they would attack him. Now, the last time that he did come out and say something that they didn't like as well, he came back to apologize. I don't know if this will be the case this time around, but I cannot see, he didn't say anybody's name, but he just basically generalized and spoke about what happened in the past. So from now, I don't know if the man is going to come back to say sorry. But obviously, I don't see the reason why he should. But if he did, it will be his own choice as well. But just to recap, is that he came forward and he said good things about Fachi Beton, and he mentioned the things that he has achieved, and he has asked the population indirectly to vote for him in the coming election, which shall take place in less than 60 days. But let's see what happens. I shall bring you some more news as it unfolds. Thank you for staying with us. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, and then share the link. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.